Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's It's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ, and shout out to my boy Laser Eyes. That money was for you, bro. He said, please start the show by throwing money, and I just happen to have some money laying around, so we threw it, baby. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your precious time here with the Candle Mafia. And we got an amazing show for you guys tonight as Bitcoin, guys. Big news. Big news. Bitcoin. Still going sideways, guys. Still going sideways. But we do have some interesting things popping up on the charts. I'm going to cover those key levels we need to be watching. The big question right now, guys, is I think there's a general, you could feel the sentiment shifting in crypto right now, guys. People are starting to feel bullish. Everybody's waiting for a breakout to the upside. Are we going to get that breakout, or are we going to get to that short-term move to the downside before we get our next leg up? I feel like that those words are ingrained in my brain because we've been talking about this for quite some time, and I thought we would see a resolution to if that was going to be right or wrong sooner than later. And we've just been sitting here every single day watching price go sideways. But that's the question, guys. Are we going to get a break out of this sideways range to the upside, or are we going to get a dip down first? And as you guys know, I am more bullish in the long term. I am a bit more bullish in the long term. I am actually crazy bullish in the long term. I do think that with that weekly money flow crossover into the green, we can see big moves to the upside. And I even think this bear market rally could continue higher. But there are some things on the charts in the short term that are pointing towards that move down before our next big move to the upside. And that's kind of been our sentiment recently. I mentioned on the BitBoy Crypto Show earlier this morning that I was feeling a little bit more neutral. But as I look at these charts, guys, I cannot unsee the short-term bearish signals, and there are some new ones popping up on the chart today. The question is, are they going to break us down? Because every time we get these signals, we just kind of come back down to the bottom of the range and then hold support. Are these bearish signals going to wind up finally playing out, or are we going to get that break to the upside? That's what this entire episode or live stream is going to be about. We're going to be covering it all, and we'll be taking a look at the key levels and those altcoins at the end of the stream. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, where you guys will have multiple chances to win some giveaways. So don't forget to smash that like button if you want Bitcoin to break out of the range. I don't care if we go up or down, to be honest, at this point. I just want the thing to break. But let's see. We put the poll in the chat, and we said up or down with 4 options: up, down first, then up, or up first, then down. And up, just straight up from here. Won with 42%. And then right in second place was down first and then up. And that is, that's kind of my two main my two main theses here. Down first then up would be what the indicators are pointing at. But we're gonna cover it all in today's episode, guys. But I don't know why I keep calling it an episode, live stream. But before we jump into it, guys, let's go ahead and hop into chat and say what's going on to the Candle Mafia, and then let's go ahead and jump into this saucy TA. Shout out to Laser Eyes. Hopefully you like that little money chuck. That's what I call them, money chucks. But shout out to you, man. We got King Peasant in the chat. Jacob in the house. Jacob Sheets. That is 2 E's, YouTube, not an I. Shout out to Jacob. What's going on, Frankie? I'm chilling, bro. Hope you're doing good. We got James Armstrong. Says, Toro. Here come the Bulls, baby. Shout out to James. Shout out to James. Shout out to King Peasant. What's going on, King Peasant? Good to see you. We got Digital X in the house. Not to be confused with Dave Digital, although I think they might be in cahoots. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. We got William in the chat. Welcome. Get ready for a bear attack. Then the Bulls will save the day. That's kind of what I would say the indicators are pointing towards. But again, we're going to go ahead and break it down in just a minute for you guys. Bullish on parade. Throwing in those Frankie Candles face emojis. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. We got B-Rad Crypto in the house. What is going on, brother? Says, spit that sauce, baby. Oh, yeah. We're going to spit the sauce tonight, guys. G-Life in the house. Patrick Leishman, what is going on? This is why you need a morning stream. I don't know exactly what he's referring to, but hey, I wouldn't really be against a morning stream. Shout out to Patrick Leishman. What is going on, bro? We got Ray in the house. What is going on? Hannah King, our female CandleMafia princess, not to be confused with Jessica, our female CandleMafia representative. She's like the leader of all the female CandleMafia members, and Hannah King is the princess. So don't mess with the princess of the CandleMafia. Shout out to Hannah King. Let's see. We got Crypto Ale, what is going on? We got Rob the Crypto Snob, Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, Tony D, Tyler Durden, D Petty Crypto, Captain Kirk, guys. We got our mods. I don't know if all of them are here, but whoever's in here, show the mods some love. Shout out to Mr. Wolf. I see you. He says, so we shorten some more. Shout out to Mr. Wolf. We're going to cover it all in just a minute. I loved the entry, bro. Shout out to Laser. Laser Edits. I said Laser Eyes. Laser's Edits. Shout out to Laser's Edits. Are you an editor? Let me know. But shout out to you, bro. Hopefully you like that intro. Shout out to Chewy, For Tony, Bud Monster, what is going on? And Blockchain Bonehead, what is going on, guys? And without further ado, let's go ahead and readjust my screen size here so we can actually see what's going on the charts. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Here we go. Oh, God. Oh, no, this isn't the chart. This is Exo Charts, guys. But anyway, let me pull up actual trading view here. But here we are, guys, on the, Silk BTC dump, Major T. That's an interesting thing going on there. Hitting them gains, Frankie. Let's go. Shout out to Justin. But let's go ahead and see what we got going on the charts here, guys. Yeah, shout out to James Armstrong. Said, got 2 different Frankie Candles DMs on my Twitter. Again, stop the scammers. Shout out to James. Yeah, guys, be careful with the scammers. They are absolutely, they're prolific is the only word that I can use to describe them. They're like weeds. You pull one out and 50 more pop up. And they're very, very, they're getting very clever. So be careful. I will never DM you. I will never ask you for money. I will never tell you to send me money. The only thing I will ever talk to you about is if you ask me a question about TA, or if we, the mods, reach out to get an address to send you money. Not a seed phrase, not to collect money, but a wallet address to send you money, or a physical address to send you some merch if you win a giveaway. I will never ask you for money. I will never trade for you. I don't even do that for my family. So I would never do it to random people on the internet. So just be careful out there, guys. It is getting, it's pretty crazy. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Sound, said buy the dip. Let's go. But guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the price action here. I'm going to turn off our drawings here, and we're going to start off on the higher time frames as usual. And I kind of want to talk about the bullish, the bearish, and then I will try to lean one way or another. But as you guys know, the past couple of weeks have been absolutely brutal, and it's very, very hard to read. But I will say I'm going to go ahead, even though I said I was neutral on the BitBoy Crypto morning stream, guys, I cannot unsee. Steven Eyeball said, you still have my 2 BTC, right? Shout out to you, bro. But this is, I cannot unsee the short-term bearish case, guys. And again, very hard to read right now. But when we look at this, kind of range here, right? Money flow on the 4-hour, I think this is the longest I've ever seen money flow drag out for. This has been dragging out forever. And this is definitely a bearish sign, right? Like typically when we get these money flow crossovers on the 4-hour, we do wind up getting decent moves to the downside. You can see here, this was not as clean of a range. This was kind of, this wasn't really much of a range here. But you could see we were kind of messing around up here, and then we finally got that breakdown on the 4-hour money flow crossover into the red. Let's see. Let me see another. I'm trying to find an area where we saw something very, very similar. Like right here, again, this is not as clean of a range, but we kind of bing-bonged around up here a little bit. But it wasn't really until we got that money flow crossover that the downtrend really began. Even here, this is a little bit more like what we have going on right now. You're just bing-bonging around sideways, right? You're deviating from your high. You're deviating from your high, right? And then finally you get the crossover into the red. One last push to the upside, and then you get your breakdown of the range. And if we do wind up getting a move down first and then another move up, this is actually kind of what I would look for. Right? Very similar. We're in a range here, right? Money flow crosses over into the red. You get a little bit of a dip, right? And then you hold support and you get that next big leg to the upside, right? And that is kind of something I would expect if we do wind up getting a move down first and then a move up. That's kind of what I would be expecting. Something similar something similar to that severity, right? Like something similar to this, where we're bing-bonging around, right? We dump, but we don't absolutely nuke. We just kind of dump a little bit, and then we get that next move up. That's kind of what I would be looking for if we do get that move down first. It would be just kind of a little scoot down, and then another reversal back to the upside to put in some higher highs. And that's kind of what I would look for if this bearish case plays out. But, guys, it's not just the 4-hour money flow. Now, this is one of the biggest things we've been covering. One of the biggest bearish cases here is that 4-hour money flow. However, we do now have some other things in the short term that could indicate a potential break at the bottom of this range. But if I had to take a random guess, I would just guess it's going to look really, really bearish, and then we're just going to come back down to the bottom of the range and then come back up to the top of the range. If it goes anything like it has been going over the past 20-something days. I'm being lighthearted there, guys. I'm just kidding. But taking a look here, 4-hour money flow still coming out, right? This is more bearish. If we come down to some of these lower time frames, you will also notice that our 30-minute money flow is crossing over into the red. On top of that, we have our 24-minute money flow crossing over into the red. And if you come up here to the higher hourly time frames or the medium hourly time frames, we have a red dot printing on the 6-hour, a red dot printing on the 8-hour, on top of money flow coming out on these time frames as well. Now, you guys know that when you get the red dot printing on, say, the 6 or the 8-hour, we also have a red dot printing or confirmed on the 10-hour. Also, money flow coming to the downside. Again, I am long-term bullish here. I am more bullish on crypto right now than I think I have been in a while, right? Like, I really do think that this, the ETFs, this is all really big stuff, and this all has the power to blast us off to much, 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 much higher prices. However, it's just the short term that is a little bit hard to read right now, and obviously we focus a lot on the short term here on the channel, so this is just very hard to call right now, but I will say in the short term, guys, looking at the 8-hour money flow, the 10-hour money flow, the 5-hour money flow, the 6-hour money flow, it is all coming out. And the fact that we have the red dots on the 6, 8, and 10-hour, as well as money flow crossovers into the red, looking for it on the 24-minute. You're getting it on the 30-minute. Even your 45-minute money flow, although it's flat here, is generally coming to the downside. We will also be printing that red dot on the 12-hour very soon. And just like when you see a red dot on the 8-hour with your 24 and 30-minute money flow coming out, that can lead to a big move down. And just like that, you can also get a red dot on the 12-hour, and I would be looking at the 45-minute and the 1-hour money flow to cross into the red to kind of expect a bigger move down based off of those time frames. But right now, guys, the 8-hour actually looks pretty bearish. Again, not only are you getting the red dot with the 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red, but you also have the money flow on your 8-hour coming out, indicating not only could you start a downtrend here in the short term with your 30-minute, but once you wind up getting a move down, if you do, once you wind up coming up for a retracement, then maybe you get that 12-hour red dot with the 45-minute and 1-hour money flow crossover into the red, and maybe that is where you see an even bigger push to the downside. So these are kind of the bearish time frames, right? Like the 12-hour looking for the red dot, the 10-hour has a confirmed red dot, 8, 6, and your 5-hour have a confirmed red dot. Your 6 and your 8-hour are still printing. But again, to add insult to injury here, guys, money flow is coming out as well. Not the best look, right? And again, I want to be very, very clear here and very transparent. There are a lot of mixed signals, right? Because yesterday we were looking at this daily, and the daily looked pretty dang bullish, right? We had the daily money flow crossover into the green. We were printing a green dot here yesterday at the same time, and a lot of times that does give us a big move to the upside. And Infante, I feel like I'm probably butchering that name, but I'm just going to say it. Infante, I don't know. How do I usually say your name, bro? I've said your name a million times, I feel like. But he says 8-hour looks brutal. Yeah, the 8-hour does not look good, but this daily money flow crossover into the green with the green dot looked really bullish yesterday, guys, but it just didn't give us that much of a move. And things are just, again, like the reason I say this is because things are extremely unclear right now, and I want to be very clear about that. So although the indicators, again, money flow on the 8-hour, 6-hour, 5-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour, 12 hours starting to roll over, right? But your 10, 8, and 6-hour, look at the money flow. It is generally coming to the downside, right? And with that being said, the red dots on these time frames with the money flow coming out on the lower time frames would indicate it would be, likely to get some kind of a short-term move down, again, before getting another move to the upside. Now, on top of that, guys, a lot of the higher daily time frames, right? Like even your 3-day, printing a red dot. Your 4-day, looking to print a red dot. A 5-day, looking to print a red dot. This could wind up giving us, like the higher daily time frames are also calling for more downside. And here's the thing. This is why I find it, more likely that we would get a, let me see. Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and clear this really quickly. This is why I am thinking that it would be a little bit more likely to get some kind of a short-term pullback before getting our next big leg up, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to get a massive next leg up without the daily time frames in agreement with that thesis, right? So when you have the VWAPs cooling off and looking to print red dots on the 5, 4, and printing on the 3-day, this would indicate, again, more of a cool-off before getting our next big leg up. And again, it's going to be hard to get that next big leg up without the higher time frames kind of behind you to help push price up like that. So this is kind of why I am leaning a little, I will say, it's so hard for me to say this because I don't want, I know a lot of people watch this show, and I know a lot of people, this is why I like to be very clear. I would have to lean a little bit more bearish in the short term. But I will say, if there's a time where I would, I would say I'm bearish in the short term with a side of neutral, right? Because just because of the mixed signals. But I will say this, as far as something I could say definitively is when looking at the indicators on the time frames I just showed you are indeed 100% pointing for more downside before the next leg up. But again, there's no guarantee that actually plays out, but they are definitely pointing to the downside. This money flow does not look great. The only thing that looks bullish to me was the daily, but if we zoom in on this daily on Market Cipher B, right here, you can see we got the money flow crossover with the green dot printing, but now that VWAP is just skirting right back to the downside. If we start printing a red dot here on the daily, that could wind up being extremely bearish. So, again, leaning a little bit more bearish in the short term. I would have to lean for a potential break to the downside before getting that next leg up. However, if you're ever careful, now is the time to actually be careful because, again, if we see some kind of if we are going to get a push up first, I do believe it's going to be a crazy squeeze that comes out of nowhere. So keep that in mind. But other than that, guys, I mean, look at the price action. It hasn't done a dang thing in, let's go ahead and measure it. Yeah, it hasn't done a dang thing in 22 days, guys. This is brutal. I just want to break. I would prefer a breakdown before a break up, but I don't care if it breaks up or down. I just want to leave this range to be 100% honest with you. But that's really, I am leaning a little bit more bearish, guys. I will say that in the short term, longer term, like I said, I have never been this bullish on Bitcoin. You got the BlackRock ETF. You got, obviously throughout this whole bear market, you had the bank situation going on, crazy stuff happening in the world, and everything is just like, oh my God, what are we going to do to solve all these problems? And then the thing that comes in the back of my mind every single time is Bitcoin, crypto. So I am super bullish in the long term, especially with the mega bullish signal of that weekly money flow crossover, which is now confirmed, right? Yeah, which is now confirmed. So that might take some time to play out, though, right? So, mega bullish signal here, but again, a short-term dump would be a little bit more likely when looking at these lower time frames, even when you come down, again, to the 30-minute money flow coming out. So, like, even locally, it would be more likely, in my opinion, to come down before we get our next big move up. But other than that, guys, if these bearish signals, if that 8-hour money flow and that 8-hour red dot with the 30-minute money flow crossover into the red is not going to give us a big move down, and we're not going to break this range to the low end, right? I would just expect to remain inside of this treacherous range that we've just been absolutely stuck in. So I will just be continuing to play this range day to day, looking for the scalp trades from the high to the low. Go ahead and pull it. What is going on with the volume profile right now? Why is the value area at 100? That should be 70. There we go. I was really confused on why that range looks so different. I was like, wait, what is going on? But there you go, guys. I mean, and then again, let's just analyze what happened here, right? Like, yes, Nabil, that is 100% correct. BTC is out of office. Yes, it is definitely out of the office. Shout out to Ziva Crypto Girl. What is going on? Thank you for being here. Home on the range. Shout out to Sudeep. Yes, 100%. But yeah, other than that, guys, like what happened since yesterday? What was yesterday? The 11th. On our live stream on yesterday, we were creeping up towards the value area high, and perfect time to do a Big X stream with the volume profile education, because what happened here, guys, if you guys had watched that, if anybody is new in here right now, I will say this. If you saw the Bing X live stream, and I will say, shout out to Hannah, mentioned that there were a lot of good comments. I think it's the best feedback I've ever gotten. We get a lot of good feedback. I think it's the best feedback I've ever gotten after a live stream. Someone commented in here again, I forget who it was, but they said, oh my God, Frankie, that live stream from yesterday on the volume profiles absolutely like opened his mind. He said he learned so much and it answered so many questions he had in his head. So guys, I highly recommend you go check out that video just based off of, it's a live stream, so but it's not out of date. It was a live tutorial. So definitely check that out because a lot of people had a lot of things cleared up when it comes to the volume profiles, and just super. Yeah, the live stream was fire. Shout out to Ziva. Yeah, just definitely go. Just definitely go check that out because apparently it was very, very valuable. So if you're interested in learning more about the volume profiles, I guess that was the sauce. But what happened here? Now, if you watched that live stream and we were approaching this value area high, you might have thought to yourself, well, hey, Frankie Candle says when you approach that value area high, if you don't wind up breaking out, a lot of times you are going to get a rejection, and that might be a good place to look for a short. And could you have found a short entry at this level? I think you probably could have if you came down to some of these lower time frames. And let me just go ahead and zoom out really quickly. And as we approached our value area high, we did have some kind of a shady bearish divergence here with higher highs on our price action. Whether it was your bodies or your wicks, you had that higher high on your price action with the lower lows or lower highs on your momentum waves with your money flow coming out. And again, you're already looking for shorts at your value area high, right? So you're already looking for shorts up here. You get the bearish divergence. You have your money flow coming down. Not a bad place to start looking for a short. I do like to have a few more confirmations in that. But essentially, you came right up to your value area high, and what happened? You got a rejection, as you would expect. As long as the range is being respected, you find your entry signal, and you come right down, and we are now approaching the point of control of the range, which is right here at about $30,122. Another level I would be keeping in mind eye on would be the previous POC at about $30,163. So I would actually argue that this, I would actually argue that this is more of a range of support rather than just a direct line because you have both of these POCs. Again, this macro POC is coming in all the way from May of 2022 from all the way back here. But the level is still respected. And again, levels remain exactly the same. Actually, let me see something really quickly here. Let me see. Let me go down to the 12-minute. Just trying to see if, yeah, I would have thought you had it. Okay, I was just seeing if Lux Algo was going to call that divergence because the divergence is a little bit sketchy there. So I wanted to see if it would recognize it, but doesn't look like it did. It is a little bit of a weird divergence, but that's just a quick little sauce here, guys. Like again, if you saw that volume profile video or live stream tutorial from yesterday. Again, like perfect. Like I really hope there was someone out there watching and really absorbing what I was saying and taking notes and saying, hey, I'm looking at that same range now that Frankie showed me, and we approached the value area high. And just like we were showing on that live stream textbook, get that rejection back towards that POC. So main level of support right now, guys, most immediate level of support is going to be this level right here, which is both of your macro and local POC between about $30,163 and about $30,122. Now, obviously, once you reject the value area high, you're expecting to come down. Creighton C? The POC, correct. I don't know if Creighton's in here right now, but right down to the POC, and then if we lose the POC, we're looking to come to the value area, low, which is coming in right here at about $30,000, $30,008 specifically. So that is basically what we're looking at, guys. Those are the local levels. Again, like all these levels are from last night's live stream. Like this, nothing really has changed. And again, just respect to the volume profile, playing the ranges, guys. If we wind up coming back down to the value area low, I may be looking for some scalp longs, just like you would look for a scalp short up here. and then get a bing bong to the downside when we come down to the low. Even if we deviate a bit, I will be looking for long positions down here for a potential ride back to the POC and then back to the value area high, and then hopefully we get a breakout to the upside. If we don't get a breakout to the downside, my first hope is that we get a break to the downside. But if that doesn't happen, every time we approach the high or the low of this range, guys, I am looking for this thing to break out. I just want it to leave the dang range and give me some new stuff to look at. But let's see. Let's see. 30 minutes and 1 hour, very bullish. We're going to the moon. Shout out to Crypto 101. Yeah, 1 hour looking for the green dot. No divergence, unfortunately. But yeah, you are looking for a green dot on the 1 hour. So I would be looking for a potential retracement up here, guys. Looking for a potential bounce to the upside before putting in a lower high and then continuing back down to the value area low and potentially beyond. Or you get that retracement up to the local golden pocket or something like that, and then you come down to the value area low, and then you bing right back up to the top of the range. But right now, that's the beauty of the ranges, guys. We could simply day trade the ranges, scalp the ranges, bing bong, bing bong. That's the one thing about the ranges. They're boring for like YouTube content and like fun thumbnails and stuff. But it is beautiful for short-term trading. And I will say this again, market cipher, money flow is definitely pointing to the downside. So, again, I would lean a little bit more bearish, but again, there are mixed signals out there. One thing I would like to look at, if you pull up Exo charts, you do have your CVD coming down. And sometimes when I analyze ranges on here, and I don't really bring up Exo charts a lot on the live stream here on YouTube, just because it's a little bit more of an advanced tool, and I know we have a lot of beginners, and it's not a necessity to become a profitable trader, so I don't want to really scare anybody away with Exo charts, but this is essentially, I'm not going to explain exactly what Exo charts is right now, but this is essentially the same exact price action we were looking at on TradingView, just zoomed in a little bit, and sometimes when you can analyze these ranges, now this is not 100% foolproof or an exact science, this is more of an art, and you can do the same exact thing, guys. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if here it is. You can pull the same thing up on Coinalyze, guys, and just look at your CVD. And right here, you guys can see that both your future CVD and your spot CVD are both coming down. Now, sometimes I will analyze these ranges when I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be more likely for this to break down or break up. And you can use things such as CVD as well as some other tools like Exo charts to try to analyze what is actually happening in this range. Are we making strong lows here? Are we making strong highs here? And you could kind of try to make somewhat of an estimate. Again, it is not an exact science, but you could try to estimate if it is more likely to get a break down out of a range or a break up out of the range. And the way you would do that is by trying to figure out what is going on inside the range. And what we're looking at here is Coinalyze and this future CVD line. Now, I'm not going to explain exactly what CVD means or how it's calculated exactly, but I'll just say this. When you have CVD coming down, essentially, like the numbers on the right of the screen, right, like the actual metrics here are not as important as general direction is, right? So right now, clearly, this future CVD is coming down, right? So what this is telling us is that there are more people shorting than longing within this range, right? So like ever since this downtrend began, which is basically when we got into the range, which makes sense, right? Because once you get this big move up, everybody's trying to short this, everyone's trying to short at the highs, and this is showing that more people are shorting than longing. Now, this spot CVD is showing that there's more people selling than buying on the spot market. However, like what does this tell us? Well, if you think about it this way, you have a sideways range, right? I'm just going to mark this out with a box. You have a sideways range. Price is going sideways for the most part, right? But more people are shorting into this range, right? More people are shorting than longing, which is very clear. But we are not breaking these lows. The support is not breaking. Even though there's more people shorting than longing, we cannot break below this level. This could potentially mean that we have a big limit order or we have a whale down here that could potentially be loading up on some limit long orders every time price pushes to the lows. So that might be why everyone's shorting, right? And we are not breaking below these levels. We could have a whale down here filling up a big long order. However, again, this is not an exact science. Just because we have more people shorting in the range and we're not breaking support does not guarantee that we could get a break to the upside. What I would actually like to see here for if I was going to get on here and say, guys, there's a short squeeze coming, what I would really like to see is price coming up, right, which you kind of have here, not really. Like, you'd have to, like, really finagle from the wicks and then cover these bodies. So this is more sideways than a trend up. But for a short squeeze to be incoming, this is similar to what I would like to see, but it's not perfect. It's not a perfect setup, and I'll tell you why. Because if we had price coming up and we had more people shorting than longing, that would show that price is creeping up, but everybody is shorting into the moves up, right? Every time we come up, we'd short. But if we had our spot CVD coming up, right, which it's not. I want to be very clear. Let me see if I can invert this. Can I invert this? Invert scale. Yeah. So if we had our spot CVD, whoa, calm down, everybody. Okay. Yeah. If we had our spot CVD, what is going on? Guys, I swear I know how to use a computer. If we had our spot CVD coming up like this, right, with our future CVD coming down, so you have your futures coming down, your spot coming up, and your price action coming up, what this could tell you is that the spot market is what is driving the price action forward, right? The people buying on spot, just buying and holding Bitcoin is what is pushing this price up. And then the futures traders are just shorting and shorting and shorting as price creeps up. And then this is what a short squeeze would look like if you're looking at Coinalyze, right? Because what this is basically telling you is, hey, if the spot market continues to buy and we continue to push price up, right, eventually you're going to wind up stopping everybody out that is short in this range. And a lot of times that will cause a break to the upside out of the range or a short squeeze, right? Because simply explained, if you have a lot of people shorting in this range, you're going to have a lot of stop losses sitting above the highs, right? So I'll just kind of exemplify this for you guys, right? Like if you just had a bunch of shorters or a bunch of shorts kind of stacking up right at these highs as price, right? This red part is the stop loss. If price decides to continue to creep up on the spot buyers keep pushing the price up, eventually you're going to cause a cascade of stop losses to happen, and that is actually what a short squeeze is. Like, it actually is. It's not just a random pump. That is actually what causes the short squeeze. But we are not seeing that, right? Because our spot CVD is not coming up. It's actually coming down, right? So the spot CVD and the future CVD is actually in agreement, right? So it's not screaming short squeeze, but it is showing us at least that there's more people shorting in here, but the lows are not being broken, which again, like I said, could indicate that someone's loading up a large long down here, which could wind up reversing price to the upside. So it truly is a mixed bag, guys. We were in a very similar situation right down here. Let me pull this up because I think this is good for people to learn. We were in a very similar situation at this point in the market. We had this sideways range. I've compared this before on the trading view chart, but I want to show you how the CVD was able to clear things up for us here. We had this sideways range that we were trading in forever. Things got really boring here. But what was happening here was exactly what I just described. We had futures traders absolutely shorting the heck out of this range, but we had price action coming up. And we could tell that the price action was coming up because of people buying on spot, just buying and holding Bitcoin, right? So everyone's trying to short this move down because obviously right before we started ranging, we had a massive move up. So everyone was trying to catch that big correction to the downside. But, and I will say this, at this point, the 4-hour money flow was coming to the downside just like it was doing right now in our current price action. It's coming down just like it is right now. If I pull up TradingView, you can see our 4-hour money flow is coming down as we were trading sideways, right? It was the same thing that was happening right here. We had our sideways range. We had money flow coming out, but then we wound up pumping. So what the heck happened? Well, if we open up Coinalyze, bear with me. If we open up Coinalyze, we knew during that range, which is that same range we just looked at, we knew price was coming up. We know spot people were buying. People were buying on spot, pushing the price up. But all the futures traders were shorting. And then eventually, what happened? The spot buyers kept pushing the price up until they stopped some shorts out. And then they stopped some more out, stopped some more out. And then people were getting liquidated. And it caused this big pump to the upside. So it's very similar to what we're seeing. The only difference here is that we don't have our spot CVD coming up. And our price action is not necessarily trending to the upside. But again, like I said, just having your future CVD coming down, showing that there's more people shorting in the range, but you're not breaking the lows, could indicate that there's a whale filling up a big long order, right? So what I'm describing, the bullish case looking at CVD here, is different than a short squeeze. This is this is absorption at the lows, right? Back here, we were seeing a short squeeze happen. And it was very similar. I was kind of hoping that the CVD was coming up on spot so I could say, hey, guys, it looks bearish on Market Cypher, but we can see, and again, it was the same thing. Guys, it's super bearish. It's super bearish. And then right before we got this breakout, the night before we broke out, I was able to share this to the Discord saying, hey, guys, I think Market Cypher is about to give us a false signal. It's very rare, but we're able to see that it was going to give us a false signal because we could actually see what was going on in price action while looking at Coinalyze. But again, unfortunately, we don't have that obvious short squeeze forming. We could have some absorption down here, but, again, that's not a perfect science. So I really do want to press home, guys. Like, things are very, very, very confusing right now. So as of right now, guys, again, just playing the range, and I am going to be kind of leaning on all this money flow coming out, which is giving me my bearish leaning bias in the short term. And then if we wind up being wrong, then whatever. We'll just get stopped out, and then we can start a new range and some fresh price action. And, yeah, shout out to Crypto Lady, said always giving value. Yeah, hopefully you guys learned something on that little sauce to go there. But to be honest, there's not really much to look at on the regular price action here. So, like, why not take an investigative deep dive into what is actually going on in the markets to try to figure out, like, if you can try to see something pointing decisively in one direction. I will say this. Market Cypher is, in my opinion, decisively pointing to the downside in the short term. Not the long term. In the short term. In the long term, it's bullish. But in the short term, it is definitely pointing to the downside. And then, that's kind of my thought process is like, all right, let's go to Coinalyze and see if we could maybe see a short squeeze coming. And then maybe we have a situation like this where it looks bearish, but we see the short squeeze forming so we can expect the move up. But that's not even happening right now. So it's just like it's so hard to find like a decisive answer here. Hannah King said, watch BTC just moon to 40K. Bring it. Please moon it to 40K. I would rather get a moonshot to 40K than spend another 2 days in this range. That's for sure. Shout out to Hannah King. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. But yeah, looks like a head and shoulders potentially. Yeah, left shoulder, head, yeah, or even like it's a mess. It's a mess, guys. I'll be honest. Yeah, weekly has me bullish on parade. Absolutely, that's what I mean. Bearish in the short term on money flow for sure. But this weekly looks super bullish. Like, even the 6 day still, with the money flow even cooling off here, like, even the weekly does still look super bullish, right? Like, the higher time frames definitely look super bullish. But again, like, it starts at the 12-hour, and then that 10-hour money flow, red dot confirmed, 8-hour money flow coming down, red dot printing, 6-hour money flow coming out, red dot printing. Like, in a normal market environment, if we were not getting, crazy mixed signals here, I would argue that, or not even argue, like, this would be very clear. Like, we would be short. Like, it would be very, very clear that we were going to come down. And that's where, like, we'd be able to have that crystal ball. But right now, guys, the crystal ball is recharging because this is, definitely very indecisive. But again, I'm going to go ahead and lean a little bit more bearish. But I was the first person to tell you, that could be wrong. We've been right for a long time. Like, in a row, many times in a row. I feel like we might be due to be wrong here. But again, I gotta lean towards the money flow. It steers me wrong very, very few times. It's steered me wrong very few times, and anytime it has tried to steer me wrong, I've been able to reach at other tools and find a reason why price isn't breaking down, and I'm able to clarify it by looking at other things. But right now, everything is just very, very foggy. Shout out to Hannah King for another super chat. Said, or just drop to 10K. Just do something on board. Hannah, me too. I'm like, oh, God, I will say that I always get excited for my live streams, guys, but, the past few days, I've just been like, what am I going to talk about? So that's the case on Bitcoin, guys. Like, again, I feel like every day on this channel, it's a constant battle trying to figure out, like, how to get across my sentiment to people because, we look at the short term, and then we also look at the long term, and I find a lot of people get confused where they're like, what the heck, this guy was bullish on BitBoy Crypto Show, but now he's bearish. But I was talking about the weekly on BitBoy Crypto Show, and I'm talking about the 4-hour on my show. And it's like my duty as a TA influencer to, I hate that word influencer. I'm like kind of cringed out that I just said that, but whatever. Anyway, as a YouTuber here, I feel like it is my duty to help people understand exactly why we look at how to look at the markets on the long term, on the short term, and separate those time frames, because I think people say, it's very easy to think like, oh, he was bullish on one show and now he's bearish. This guy just flip-flops back and forth, when indeed, no, very wrong. That's just a there's no they're not informed on how to separate time frames, and they're not informed on how the market actually works, right? And I want to enlighten people, because if you could learn how to separate these things and learn TA, there is so much money to be made, not only when Bitcoin goes up, not only when it goes down, but when it goes sideways as well. Because like I said, even though this is boring as all get out, we're trading this range up and down, making a ton of money. Like, trading is a hard thing, right? But trading is one of those things that once you learn how to do it and you figure it out and you really understand it, you can make money before the bull market. Everybody waits for the bull market, and then they say, they don't want to learn how to trade. But like, I made a lot of money on the bear market. Not as much as I did in the bull market, but like, there's opportunity everywhere for a trader, and I just don't understand why not everybody would want to take part in that. I understand if you have a busy life or whatever and you don't have the time for it, but if you have the time to try to learn how to be a trader, why would you not want to be able to right? Like everybody has to wait for the bull market to start, right? Like everybody's in crypto, right? Oh my God, yeah, crypto's super cool, crypto's super cool, yay. Okay, I'm bored. All right, it's going down. It's never okay. I'm just gonna leave for a year or 2 years, whatever. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But like when I just see people walking away from money here. Like there was so much money we made on this big dump to the downside. Every little dump we were making money. Just like we were when it was going sideways, right? When we had this long period of sideways action, we were making money in here. We were making money in here and in here and in here on the moves up, the moves down, and the sideways action. And I do feel that it is my duty as Frankie Candles to help people clearly see this and take advantage, because I think there's probably a lot of traders out there that don't know that they want to be traders. So anyway, that's kind of my rant for the day, guys. But again, just Bitcoin, wake me up when this range ends. Shout out to Green Day. Is that Green Day? That's the last time I'll ever sing on the channel, guys. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Levels remain the same. Things are boring. I'm leaning a little more bearish because of money flow, but be careful of the crazy squeezes to the upside as I shove the microphone in my mouth. Yeah, shout out to Zamixel Crypto. I don't know how to say your name, Bear, but he said, yo, Frankie, less than 400 till 50K subs. Guys, we're going to do something really cool for 50K. Actually, Tony, let's talk about that tomorrow, because I don't want to say we're doing something crazy and then figure it out, as it happens. Yeah, guys, we're going to try to do something really cool for 50K. I don't know what it is, but I want to do something cool. I think that's a big milestone, right? Like 10K was a really big milestone, and then all of the other milestones after that weren't really that significant. I feel like 50K is our first true big YouTube milestone. Because the next stop's 100K, and you get a plaque for 100K. If I get a YouTube plaque, guys, or when we get a YouTube plaque, I don't cry, guys. I'm not a crier. I might get choked up if we get a YouTube plaque. But anyway, let's see. Let's see. Hit them with higher notes, bro. Price may go up. Shout out to Shane O. Check the super chat. Let's see. All right, let's see. Super chat. Oh yeah, new promo with MEXC, guys. Details are pinned in the chat. I'll actually just pull this up really quick. Yeah, guys. So obviously we are exploring a lot of other exchanges. Obviously, the whole KuCoin KYC thing is going to upset a lot of people that aren't going to be able to use it anymore. But we do have, we've been checking out MEXC, and they do have a pretty good deal going on. Here we go. I'm just always so terrified I'm gonna dox myself when I bring up Chrome pages. But yeah, they're giving a futures bonus, a futures bonus for people who sign in. All the deposit details are just, you can dig through here to find out all the details. I don't want to spend too much time going over it. But they have super low fees, and again, they do have the bonuses going on for the CandleMafia. So check them out, guys. MEXC is awesome. I've been really liking it. I'm probably gonna start using it a lot more. I don't like to just use an exchange one time or just go to their website and look through it and then be like, yeah, cool, let's get a deal. I like to use it and make sure that I actually like it. So yeah, go check them out, guys. And Tony, is there a limit? Is there a time limit on this deal, or is it just in what do you call it? In perpetuity. All right, let's see. Let's see. Shout out to Rigoberto. says, Frankie, have you earned AC yet? Yes, I have finally upgraded and earned myself an air conditioning unit. No, actually, we had the AC guy come, and he just told us there was nothing wrong with the unit. And we were like, well, it's 80 degrees in my studio, so surely there's something wrong with the AC. And he goes, yeah, I don't know. Like, it doesn't look anything wrong to me. I guess I'll have to come back. And we were just like, okay, cool. But anyway, I actually wasn't here when they came, so I don't know exactly what he said. But apparently he said there was no problem, but there definitely was. But anyway, let's see. Michael Snelling in the chat. What is going on? Let's see. I think BTC will go down to 26K. Rhino X, I hope it does. I hope it does. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. These are the levels we're looking at for Bitcoin. Remember, we are simply just looking at the volume profile, right? This is our local profile, and then we have our macro profile here between about 28.675 and about 31,400. If we break out of our local range, I'm not getting excited until we're able to break out of our macro range. And then if we wind up breaking below this POC, I would expect to move down potentially towards our value area low. Obviously watching for support at the top of this blue box for our previous value area low from the top of the bull market, which is a very key level to watch as well. But this is all not new news to you guys because these are the same levels we've been looking at as Bitcoin has just not done anything. So there you go. There is Bitcoin, guys. That's about all I got on Bitcoin. But let's go ahead and take a look at the altcoins. If you guys want to see me do some TA on your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat right now. Spam them for our boy Rob, the crypto snob, and he will go ahead and count up the votes and let me know what coins we are going to be looking at. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to check on chat, and then we'll start with Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Let's see. Yeah, Crypto Crabman said I pulled out a KuCoin like seniors pull out of prom dates. That's really funny. I actually just realized can I explain what I thought you meant by that? This was like this is almost as bad as reading Dixon Applejuice's entire name. Shout out to Crypto Crabman. I'm usually good at catching this stuff live, guys, so I apologize if you have your kids watching. I'm sure they wouldn't understand that anyway, but I don't know why I interpreted that as like the senior being too cool to date like a younger person, so they pull out of the date. Like they're like, oh, I'm not going with you. Actually, I thought you were cool, but I'm a senior. I got a new cooler senior date. I don't know. I apologize for saying that, guys. Shout out to Crypto Crab, man. But yeah, let's continue on here. Any meetups in the Orlando area coming up? Mike Snelling, shout out to you, bro. I think we might start doing maybe I think we might be close to ready for our first meetup. And we're really going to poll everybody and figure out where the most people are, where we'll get like the best turnout, and then we'll probably just travel to where that is. It would kind of be the plan. Also, yeah, someone said Crypto Face isn't along. I will say this. I mean, that's definitely a bullish puzzle piece. I mean, Crypto Face usually gets it right. So, and he did, he is the creator of Market Cypher. So, he is likely seeing something maybe we don't see on Market Cypher. I'm thinking maybe he was seeing the daily start to cross into the green. I feel like, I don't know if this for a fact, but that weekly money flow crossover into the green and then this daily green dot with the money flow crossover might be the bullish puzzle piece he was looking at. I would love to know if anybody knows exactly what he was looking at. Please let me know. I would like to know. Shout out to Hope E said, you get your sign at 100K, Frankie. That is right, Hope. We're going to be getting the CandleMafia's name up on the Hit Network building at 100K subs. Super pumped for that. Damien says, let us know if you come back to New York, Frankie. I will. Hopefully I can go back and visit soon. That'd probably be a cool place if I go to visit home anyway. That'd be cool to meet up with some CandleMafia members. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. And good God, guys, this thing looks just as boring as Bitcoin. I'll bring tacos, Digital X. Let's go. I'm into the tacos. Frankie, if you come to New Jersey, you could sleep in my bed. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Dixon Applejuice. I appreciate you, bro. Wait, you're going to be in the bed? Shout out to Dixon. Hey, it might get cold at night. You never know. Shout out to Dixon. Shout out from Jersey. We got DJ Meat. DJ Meat Missile. Shout out to DJ Meat Missile. Welcome in, bro. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. But let's go ahead. All coins are in, and all coin votes are in and being counted, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into Ethereum while we wait for that. I'm probably Rob. Let's do like 3 or 4 altcoins. How far are we in here? Yeah, let's do 3 altcoins, Rob. I want to try to wrap up a little bit early. I'm going to fly through as many alts as I can. But yeah, let's go for 3 requests. And yeah, I do want to. By the way, guys, before I look at Ethereum, I just want to say this is going to be really teasy, and you guys are going to be like, "Why'd you even say anything?" But we have some really cool and interesting stuff coming down the pipes very soon in the next few months that we've been waiting for. Not waiting for, but we've been just waiting for the perfect moment / opportunity to do something extremely cool. And we're going to have really big news coming up very, very soon. That's all I can say. I am super excited. That's all I got. Frankie Candle's out. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Come to Bangladesh. I'd love to host you. Shout out to Jonathan Dev. Guys, we got to go travel the world and hang out with the Candle Mafia and make like a vlog with each member that we hang out with. That would be cool. Let's go. Shout out to Jonathan. I appreciate that, bro. Spill the beans, Ziva said. Anyone buy? I'd love to see the guesses. If you guys try to guess what's coming down the pipes, guess right now, and I'll see if you guys can get close. I doubt. I mean, you guys probably aren't going to guess. It's not like super hard to guess. Frankie Calf NFTs. Oh, that's actually probably going to be a very, very common guess is an NFT release, which we could definitely talk about. But yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum, and then I'll check out what you guys think this secret is going to be. Making his own coin, Crypto Main. I'm not going to say yes or no. I will say I do feel a certain type of way about having my own coin. I think it just comes with a lot of criticism and blame that I don't know if I really want to take on, but I'm not going to say yes or no to that. Sticker party, maybe. Sheldon collab. Dave Digital, Candle Mafia. I need you guys to absolutely blow up Sheldon the Sniper. And let's get a collab going with him. We need you guys to blow up his comments. If you guys blow up his comments, Frankie Candles collab with Frankie Candles, collab with Frankie Candles. Maybe we can get him on. Yeah, I really love your content, bro, and you. Shout out to Vol Maker. I appreciate that, bro. I love you right back. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of the Candle Mafia. I almost said the Fandle Mafia. Let's see. Let's see. No OF page, brother. Candles on the charts are just fine. Oh, God. Another Tino collab. We got to get another Tino collab soon, that's for sure. Rob the Crypto Snob says, show ETH. Rob the Crypto Snob said, Frankie, shut up. No one cares about what's coming down the pipes. Just look at Ethereum. We just want to know where it's going. Shout out to Rob. Yeah. Well, I will say this. No one has guessed it yet. I kind of thought a lot of people were going to guess it. Oh, God, Tony D's probably in 30 seconds going to be like, okay, Tino's coming on Wednesday. It's a course. No, Dave. No one's guessing it. No, Rooster. I would never leave. Never, ever, ever. Shout out to Rooster. I guess that's a good guess. Give us a hint. I can't give a hint. There's really like some things I really can't say. So, calf calendar. Dave, that was a secret, bro. That was a secret. But yeah, keep going, guys. I'm gonna look at ETH and I'll come back and I'll see if anybody guesses it, and then we'll come right back. But let's see. Continuing on here, I'm gonna go ahead and pause chat so I can read through the actual guesses. But guys, taking a look at Ethereum here. Very, very similar to Bitcoin. I mean, we broke the POC. We could potentially be on our way to the value area low, which is no news to us, right? Because we've been watching this value area low for some time. As it develops, right, it does move over time. But we rejected the high. We came to the low. We held support on the low. We broke the POC. Now we're losing it again. I'm not expecting anything exciting. I mean, yeah, guys, this is absolutely brutal. Ethereum. Daily. Let's take a look at the daily. Looking for a green dot on the daily. But the daily green dot on Bitcoin didn't really do much, right? So maybe we just got to ride back up to the value area high. Yeah, I mean, 16-hour looking for the red dot. 12-hour looking for the red dot. 10-hour printing the red dot. 8-hour printing the red dot. 24-minute. I mean, yeah. I mean, money flow and red dots on the medium hourly time frames would lean bearish for this, guys. So I can't unsee that. I would lean a little bit more bearish in the short term. 3-hour red dot confirmed. 4-hour red dot confirmed. 5-hour red dot confirmed. 6-hour red dot printing. 8-hour red dot printing. Is that a blood diamond? Is that a blood diamond I see? No. No blood diamond. But, yeah, guys, I would, again, just like keeping an eye. Whoops, let me move this value area low. Keeping an eye on this value area right here, local range, right? So if we get a short-term move to the downside, I'd look for a bounce at the value area low. Maybe your daily green dot can eventually bring you back up to your high, but there is just really nothing, again, that 8-hour red dot. If you get a move to the downside on ETH, I would look for the money flow crossover on the 30-minute. I'm going to start writing this stuff down. I'm writing this down, guys, because I always want to go back and check on things, and we can never figure out what we were looking at. I'm writing this down. Actually, I just do it on the chart here. If we get a move down, I would look for the money flow crossover into the red on the 30-minute. If we get this money flow crossover into the red on the 30-minute, ETH go down. This is, if we are going to get a bigger move down, I think this would start the move down. I think I would start the bigger move down once you get that money flow crossover into the red. Now, we might not get that money flow crossover into the red, but if we do, I do think that's where you will start to see a bigger move down and potentially come back down to the value area low, coming in at 1850. And if you break that value area low, I would be looking at the next major level of support being that, what is this? This is a macro value area. This is the macro POC at about 1818. But there you go. That's what I would really be looking at on ETH. Other than that, guys, looks very similar to Bitcoin. Money flow crossing over into the green on the weekly. Looking for the red dot on the weekly as well. It's similar to Bitcoin. ETH's a little closer to getting that red dot. But, you know, this is another thing you want to keep an eye on. Even on Bitcoin, guys, you do technically have a bearish divergence forming on the weekly. But, again, it's not the strongest angle, but it is likely to give you some kind of a move. So don't forget that. But you don't have the divergence on Ethereum, but you do have the red dot looking to print here. So short term, I would expect, or medium term, I would expect to move down based off that 30-minute money flow crossover into the red. If that does wind up bringing you down, I would expect it to be a decent move just because of the 8-hour red dot, the 6-hour red dot, and then even the 12-hour looking for a red dot and the 10-hour red dot printing, which is a blood diamond. That is an ETH 10-hour blood diamond. This is more bearish. I would expect this to push us down a little bit more. And now you guys have the key levels to watch. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. Let's see. What is Matic is going to be our next one. Matic, as some people call it, Matic. That is not what I wanted. That is Matic Bitcoin. We want Matic Tether US. Frankie making his own exchange. We were actually jokingly talking about that today. Not making my own exchange, at least right now. Are you finally proposing to Mrs. Candles? Shout out to I'm My Hero. Let's see. Actual candles, Nemesis, actual candles in the merch store potentially. Let's see. Okay. I'd say starting at school, Digital X. That's not a bad guess. Not going to say if it's wrong or right. All right. Well, I will say this, guys. I will say this. A couple people. Yeah. I know it's hard for you guys to guess because a lot of people have guessed a lot of things. But, yeah, I will say this. A few people guessed it. And it's probably not what you guys think. Are you giving your employee a shout out to I'm My Hero? Frankie creating his own sauce? Maybe. A couple people did say it. Yeah. Well, there we go. That's it. That's all I got to say. A couple people did say it, but I'm not saying what it was. Homemade candles. Let's go. Shout out to Frankie's Candle. But, guys, taking a look at Matic, let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Taking a look at the daily. Yeah. Deviating away from your value area. Daily VWAP looking to cool off. 16-hour red dot printing. Naturally, I come down to these lower time frames, such as the 45-minute, the 90-minute, and the 1 hour. Money flow is coming out on these time frames. I would look for a crossover into the red on the 90 and the 1 hour for a potential bigger move down. 12-hour printing that red dot. Yeah, your 45 minutes already in the red. Your 8-hour red dot is confirmed. Your 10-hour red dot is confirmed. Yeah, I would look for Matic to potentially cool off here a little bit more. Again, money flow is coming out. 3-hour money flow coming out. Your 4-hour money flow is also coming out. Short term, you got a green dot on your 90-minute. You got a green dot on your 1 hour. So obviously short term, I would be careful of a potential retracement. However, if we wind up coming back up, I will look, because of the way money flow looks on these higher time frames. Which way is this money flow trending? It's trending down. Which way is the money flow trending on the 5-hour? It's trending down. Taking a look at the 8-hour. Money flow kind of coming out, not too aggressively. Your 10-hour is coming out. Your 16-hour looks a little bit better. But, based off of the 4-hour money flow, the 3-hour money flow, even the 2-hour money flow, and the 45-minute money flow, I would potentially look to short a lower high here. Where would that lower high oftentimes come in? I would take a look at some local golden pockets in this area. And we could also pull our range here. And as you can see, your golden pocket is in perfect confluence, almost perfect confluence with your value area low. So this would give us a little bit of confluence that lower high might actually get created right there. And again, I wouldn't be FOMOing into a massive short at this level, but if we get those confirmations, this would be a likely place for price to put in that lower high, just like it did right here. Now, I don't know this for a fact. I just know that this is how price action typically moves. And if you pull a golden pocket from here to your low, okay, so that was wrong. You did not come up to your golden pocket. But oftentimes, let's see if we pull it to here. Yeah, oftentimes when you come up to make that lower high, a lot of times they do come up to that local golden pocket. Here you just came up to the value area high. But this would definitely, I would actually expand this to the point of control, and I'll tell you guys why. As we always talk about, we always talk about this, right? Talking about how price ranges, and then it finds imbalance, and then it finds balance again, right? A lot of times when you leave an area of balance and go to hunt for a new area of balance, a lot of times you will lose that area and then come back up and retest the point of control before coming back down. So this is actually another big place where lower highs like to come in, is at the point of control of the previously lost range. So that is going to be a level to look at as well. If we do make our way up here, I may look for some scalp shorts on Matic. 786 coming in at about 74 cents, even almost. This, you got to watch out, obviously, for some potential runs up into that 786 as well. So maybe you get a little bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, and then you get a little wick up to the 786, and then you wind up coming down to lower prices. And again, based off of the 2-hour, the 4-hour money flow, 3-hour money flow, it does look like we could potentially start a downtrend here if we cross over into the red. Now, if we do wind up getting that push up and then a rejection to lower lows, where would we wind up getting some support? Well, obviously, your previous value area high would be a big level to watch. On top of that, I would pull a local golden pocket from this impulse to the high. Value area high resides right in the middle here, so I would actually draw this as a range as well, as a little range of support. Label it longs, put in that 786, and there we go. So if we do wind up kind of doing one of these where you come up, test some of these levels, get a rejection, and then work our way back down to put in another low, you'll have your high, your low, your lower high, your lower low. I would look for bounces inside of this blue box with the value area high and the local golden pocket. And then obviously your 786 down here at about 69 cents. Giggity. So there you go. And actually, if we go ahead and pull, what happens if I pull all the way from the low to the high? You get a little bit of, yeah, your 786 overlaps. Not too bad. So yeah, that's what I would be looking at on Matic. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to everybody who's in Matic. Yeah, wait, what happened? Did I delete that volume profile? What happened to the volume profile? Let me pull that again. There we go. Yeah, so your value area high does come in right at your, depending on where you draw this from, I believe it was on our golden pocket before. But yeah, that is basically where I would look for the rejection, or the bounce, right? Value area, between the value area high and that golden pocket. Looks like a good place to find some support. If we are going to continue up, which would be plausible, guys, because the money flow crossover did just happen, did just come into the green here on the daily. So that would indicate more movement to the upside. But obviously, you come up, you cool off. You come up, you cool off. You come up. Are we about to cool off again and then continue up? Potentially. Not guaranteed, but potentially. And because this money flow is crossed over into the green on the daily, which is a higher time frame, I would it would indicate that the uptrend is likely to continue, but the VWAP crossing over would indicate a pullback, right? What caused this pullback right here, right? Well, right here we got the red dot, we got the pullback, right? Well, what happened up here? We got the red dot, we got the pullback, and now we're potentially about to get another red dot. Will we get the pullback? Potentially. So that's what I'd be looking at on Matic. Name of the indicators on TradingView, it depends on which one you are talking about. This is Market Cipher B. If you want to sign up for Market Cipher, you can check the link in the description down below, and you will save, I think, 20% on the indicator. If you want to get it, it is paid. If you're talking about the volume profile, this is on TradingView. It is called a fixed range volume profile. If you come down here, not this tool, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, or actually this, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tools down, open up that draw, and come all the way to the bottom, fixed range volume profile, or simply, if you can't find it there, simply go to your indicators and type in fixed range volume profile, but spell it right. Click on fixed range volume profile, right? And then you select the area of candles you want to analyze. In this case, I will analyze from here to there. And then it gives you, it gives you a little range with your key levels that are overpowered for trading. So there you go. All right, let's continue on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Algo. Why did I skip Algo? That was the first one. Let's see. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy in the chat. XRP volume up almost 10% for the day. Bybit relisted. Still sitting at 47 cents. Not bad. Maybe we can get a little pump out of it. Maybe we get a little pump out of it. I wouldn't hate it. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Awesome Mystic says Bonker said, why do his charts look like that? Like maybe he's talking about the Heikin-Ashi candles potentially. But anyway, it's like it kills me when someone has a question and I don't know what the question is and I can't answer it. Rob the Crypto Snot said Frankie Candles University. That's not it, but it might be sometime, maybe one day. Let's see. Yeah. I loved Rugrats. Shout out to Rugrats. But taking a look at Algo, somebody said Algo's looking really weak. I don't know. Yeah, Awesome Mystic said Algo's looking really weak. I don't know if I should FOMO in or not. I will say this. Yo, I don't know what is going on in chat. Rob the Crypto Snot said, Mrs. Candles deserves better than to work for this unorganized bunch of Rugrats. Are you talking about the mods, Rob? You guys are not unorganized Rugrats. You guys are like the most elite mods on YouTube. It's really funny. It's like I see other people get mods for their YouTube channel and they just like mod random people. I'm like, no. Our mods are elite team members of the channel. They're not just like random community members that help out. But yeah, but I don't even know if that's what he's talking about. But anyway, I will say this, guys. We looked at Algo recently, taking a look at the weekly. And actually, no, I think was it the where was it? Yeah, we had the yellow X's popping up on the higher time frames. Yeah, that 10-hour yellow X continued to push us down as we were looking at the other day. Not a good sign, right? The first two yellow X's are typically the ones that give you the big moves. And then the third, fourth, and sometimes fifth can indicate seller exhaustion. So keep that in mind. And now we do have a fresh yellow X printing on the 12-hour, which is definitely not the most bullish not the most bullish outlook. Rob's asking Bonkers like what? I'm like confused. It's gonna kill me if he left. That's gonna bother me at night. I'm like, what are they talking about? Yeah, mods are amazing. Oh, sorry, boss. I'm drunk. Yeah, shout out to Rob the Crypto. I can't believe I forgot this. I'm shot, Rob. Guys, show Rob some love in chat. Rob just got a new job, and he was telling us that it's a pretty big deal. So shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, bro. Congratulations. Tony D's probably shaking his head right now because we were talking about this, and I'm like, oh, dude, I got to mention this on the stream, and I completely got sidetracked. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. This is for you, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob on his new job. Bro, let us know what it is, bro. Let us know what it is. That's awesome. Congratulations. And listen to me, Rob. You are a made man. If you need, don't worry. If you have to miss streams sometimes for this new job, do what you got to do. We are always going to be here. You are a made man. Don't feel like you don't mess around with this new job because you're hanging out in stream. You're a made man. You're not going anywhere. Don't worry. Do your thing. We know you love us. We love you back. Shout out to you, bro. Congratulations. And I'm so sorry it took me this long to say it. Bing bong. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, bro. I'm pumped for you. Me and Tony were like smiling ear to ear for you earlier today in the office. Shout out to you, bro. All right, let's go ahead and Crypto 101 said we should start checking stocks with Market Cypher. We could do that. I don't mind taking a look at stocks. I mean, I'm not going to trade them really, but I have no problem looking at stocks. But let's continue on here. Guys, show some love to Brad in the I just read Brad's name. Shout out to Brad Guidell, but show love to Rob and Brad in the chat. But show some love to Rob for his new technical consumer support for Bridgestone Mobility Services. Let's go. Shout out to Rob. Let's go. Show him some love. Congrats, bro. But taking a look here, yellow X on the 10-hour, not looking the best, guys. That is definitely a bad sign. The one thing you do have on your side is that the first two yellow X's are typically the most bearish, and then that third, fourth, and fifth yellow X can sometimes mean seller exhaustion. Let's extend the volume profile here just a little bit. We are tapping that value area low, and we could potentially look for this, could wind up putting in some bull divs here, right? Like daily bull div is now in play here with money flow coming up. I don't hate that. I don't hate this. Now, I don't typically like to long against yellow X's. So when I see these 10-hour yellow X's, I don't like to short against these because a lot of times they can get pretty feisty, guys. Look at this yellow X. Boop. Quick yellow X. Speaking of yellow X's, guys, I had a feeling. I thought Thesis super chatted. I don't know why. I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't touch on it. Shout out to Thesis himself. He said there's only one Thesis. I think I said I had a thesis earlier in the stream. Sorry, Thesis. I know. I meant a hypothesis. A hypothesis. Shout out to Thesis himself. Shout out to you, bro. And shout out to Ice Bank Mice Elf. Shout out to you, bro, for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to Ice Bank. Let's go. Ice Bank. I like that. Shout out to you, man. But let's continue on here. I don't like longing against these yellow X's, guys. However, we are potentially going to put in a bull div here on the 10-hour if we can eventually get a green dot and we don't come below this wave here. But really what I would rather look for is this daily bull div, right? Because obviously this 10-hour yellow X is possible to give you more downside. So to avoid looking for a long here and then getting these yellow X's to step on us, what I would do is just wait for the daily to print that green dot because likely that noise on the lower time frames will wind up will wind up giving us a little, like, by waiting for the daily green dot, it's going to give us an opportunity to have the lower time frame noise play out, right? So if the 10-hour is going to give us a little bit more of a push to the downside, you could probably, you're not going to print that green dot, right? So I would just, I would just watch that, right? Because, like, this green dot's not going to pop up if we're getting further push down on the 10-hour. So by avoiding all this, I would just wait for the 10-hour, the daily green dot, right? Because you do have your technical lower lows on your price action with your higher lows on your momentum waves. And not only that, you're also at your value area low. And just in general, like, I mean, if you start breaking these lows, guys, like, we are going much lower for algo. So I would just keep an eye on that. And that's kind of how I would play that. I'll be honest, guys, it's getting really hard for me to not, like, not want to buy a little bit of algo right here. Like, cause this is either, like, we're going to lose here and get an absolute nuke, or, like, this is the bottom. Taking a look at the weekly, some higher time frames, you do have your green dot confirmed. Weekly, yeah, I would be careful. I'd watch for the daily green dot or the daily bull div. If you get that daily bull div, I'd be looking to ride it up, take some profits up here at about 12 cents. But yeah, I mean, that daily bull div is what I would look for a move up for algo. More in the short term. Yeah, I mean, you're putting in like multiple drives of bullish divergence on a lot of these time frames. So, yeah, I would look for a potential move up on algo, at least some kind of a bounce off these lows if that 10-hour yellow X does not wind up giving you an absolute nuke to the floor. So, yeah, very, very, I might look for a long on algo coming up soon. This is looking like, even if it does get another push down, it's looking like it wants to get a nice bounce to the upside. It's felt a lot of pain here. All right, let's see. Copernicus says this could still drop big. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if we wind up cracking here and we wind up getting a big move down, like, it's probably going to be a very big move down. But if we don't get that, this could wind up being the bottom, right? So the thing about this is the daily money flow is trending up. That does make me feel a little bit better, but 6-day starting to come up. 4-day, a lot of this does not look good. It's really the daily that looks good. I may even wait for the 2-day bullish divergence to maybe avoid some of the volatility. But, all right, let's see. Shout out to Tyler Durden says, Hallin Nass, featuring Wick 589, says, Frankie is starring in another movie featuring Peter Dinklage. A sequel to the first one, perhaps? Whoa, wait a second. Shout out. No way. Wick 589, there's no way you found the movie I was in, did you? I was in a movie, guys, with Peter Dinklage one time when I was a kid. But did you find that movie? Is that what you're saying? Because that movie was a sequel to another movie, and it sounds like you're, like, hinting that you know it. Interesting. I don't know if I ever said the name of the movie, but I won't because you guys will embarrassingly see me as a little kid. But, yeah, let's see. Shout out to Wick 589. Shout out to Tyler Durden. But, yeah, guys, that's what I'd be looking for on algo, right? I would wait for that daily and 2-day bull div for a move to the upside. But if you do get it, even if you are going to drop more, if you get these bull divs, you're likely to get some kind of a move up. And if you do get that move up and you're going to reverse back to the downside, this would be the major area of rejection I'd be looking at between about 12 cents or 12.5 cents and 12 cents. All right, let's go ahead and check out our next coin, which is going to be INJ. Let's go ahead and check it out, guys. I am super distracted by chat nowadays, or today, I should say. Longtime listener, first-time messenger, lol. Love this group, and shout out to Frankie. Hey, Ash A. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, man. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's take a look at INJ. Bada boom, bada bing. That's not what I wanted. Let me get chat up to current here. Bada boom. All right, here we are. Taking a look at your weekly INJ on an absolute moonshot over the long haul. Very similar to Bitcoin as far as your, slight bearish divergence on the weekly. Nothing too crazy. Your 6-day looking for the red dot. Your 3-day likely has one. There it is. No bearish divergence on the 3-day. Let's check the regular candles. Yeah, no bear div on the 3-day, but you are getting the red dot with your money flow coming out. Daily, looking for the green dot. 4 hour. Oh, what was that? 5 hour. Yeah, look at the money flow on the 5 hour, guys. This is the main bearish case for most things. 4 hour money flow in the red. Blood diamond confirmed on the 5 hour. 90-minute money flow crossover into the red. Ah, man, this thing's looking bing bongy, I'll be honest with you. Let's see. Yeah, this one's hard to read, I'll be honest with you. Take a look at the lower time frames. Money flow coming up on the 15-minute. 5 hour. Yeah, this doesn't. Yeah, are you looking for green? No green dot. All right. Yeah, this is a little hard to read, I'll be honest with you guys. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, I would lean neutral. This looks bing bongy. Maybe you come back down to your low. 6 hour. Yeah, I mean, this just doesn't look good, guys. Blood diamond printing on your Heikinashi candles on the 6 hour. This could potentially bring you down a bit more for injector protocol. If this blood diamond is able to break you below your I'm just going to see. Bear with me, guys. I just want to see something really quickly. Anything I can do to push the volume profiles, guys, I am going to do. So I just see this old TA that we were looking at when we were in this range. And I just want to see. Obviously, we got a big move to the upside, and I want to see if there's anything in here that could have helped you catch that move to the upside. Well, take a look at the 4 hour. Where did that? Oh, there it is. No, nothing really that clear. All right, anyway. If that 6 hour blood diamond decides to push us below that point of control, guys, I would be looking I would be looking for a potential move back towards our value area low, which is coming in at $6.05. Now, that is a pretty big dump, if I'm being honest. So I would actually look at some intermediate levels between. Yeah, so like I would look for some macro resistance if you are able to get all the way back down to your value area low. I would look for some macro support down here at this blue box. If you do not come down that low, I would actually argue. Let me just bear with me while I try to find this confluence for you guys. I would watch right here and right here. These would be the levels I would, and I just coincidentally, that golden pocket happens to be right where I drew that. That's very interesting. Anyway, this is what I would look for, guys. Just in general, you're looking at this volume profile, which could wind up potentially bringing you down to the value area low. However, I would be looking really to these levels. Whoops. I would be looking more towards, come on. Oh, come on. Let me drag it. Let me drag it. Boom. Boom. Yeah, so I would look, if that blood diamond breaks you below the POC, I'd look for a ride down to about $7.59. Almost 60, almost $7.60 basically. I would look for a move down there. If you lose that level, I'd look for a move down to the 786. This would be an area where I would be willing to look for a scalp long. And I'll tell you why. The reason being, I know I don't like to trade in the middle of a range, but this is such a macro range that if we wind up coming down here and we bounce off the golden pocket, the 786 might be a good place to get a bounce. But the reason I'd be looking at the 786 is because it's also a value area high end point of control of this previous range. And like I said, when you have your price leaving one area of balance and it goes to hunt another one, sometimes you can dip into that POC and hold support and get a big bounce to the upside or the downside, depending on which way you're looking at it. So yeah, this is the main areas I would look for support. And then if you wind up losing this, you're probably on your way back down to the value area low, coming in at about $6.50. And if you deviate from that low, I would watch this 786 at about $6.15. Okay. Let's see. Might have a bull dip forming on the daily. You should check that, Frankie. Let's see on INJ. Is that, I don't know if you're talking about INJ. I don't see the bull div. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, to get that bull div on, at least on Market Cipher, we'd have to break this low down here. I don't know if you're talking about INJ, but that is, I do not see a bull div forming on the daily. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Said 200 people have not slapped that like button, guys. If we get 550 likes on tonight's stream, I will spin that. Wheel 15 times. And shout out to you. You said DXY. Yes, I actually was looking at this earlier this morning, Tez. Yes, 100%. I was looking at this earlier. We do have a potential slight bull div to form here on the daily for the DXY with our lower lows. And guys, a lot of people will tell you you can't have a divergence on the DXY. I don't know what makes them think that. Like, I kind of get why they think that, because it's like I sort of get it, but they work, right? Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Lower lows on your price action. Higher lows on your momentum waves. What happens there? Boom, to the upside. What happened right here? Although this was like a little wonky, right? This is just like straight down lower lows, right? But what happened there? Boom, right to the upside. Let's see. What happened here? Higher highs? Lower highs? Right? Absolute dumpski, right? So the bear divs and the bull divs seem to play out pretty good on the DXY. I don't know really exactly why people think it doesn't work. But hey, we've made some pretty good calls based off on Bitcoin, based off of divergences on the DXY, right? So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But anyway, yeah, this is a big level of support, guys. Like, look at this level, right? Like, support. Now we are losing this level. This could wind up being pretty big and bring us back down to this golden pocket at about 99. But Here's the thing, guys. We looked at this yesterday on the live stream, and we compared it. We compared it to Bitcoin, the Bitcoin weekly chart, side by side. And this money flow about to cross over into the weekly. It's so weird, guys. We looked at this last night. On the live stream, and I came into the office this morning, and everybody was like, when I went on the hey, Crypto Cookie said 98.1 for sure. Yeah, it's right in line with where I'm looking. But yeah, everyone came up to me and they were like, hey, when you come on Ben's show today, like, you got to look at the DXY. You got to look at the DXY. They're like, and I was like, that's so weird. Like, everybody, like, I looked at this last night and was like, oh my God, look at this. And like, everybody else saw it at the exact same time. Like, it's so weird. Like, no one was talking about the DXY the day before that. It's super weird. But yeah, we looked at it yesterday and compared it to the Bitcoin. I actually did it on the morning show as well, on Ben's show. And you could, every time we cross over into the weeklies, basically marks the end of the bear market, and like it gets pretty close to the halving, and then we eventually wind up coming off into a parabolic bull run for Bitcoin. I mean, I can actually just pull it up really quickly here. Right? So Bitcoin weekly, DXY weekly, right? Money flow crosses into the green on the DXY, as you can see it right here. You guys probably can't see it right here, actually. Right here is the weekly money flow crossover, right? And what happened on that weekly money flow crossover right here? Well, the DXY absolutely mooned, but if you look on Bitcoin, what was happening on Bitcoin at that time, right? Looking at the price action, money flow crossover into the green on the DXY. We topped out for Bitcoin and then began the bear market, right? And then what happens over back here when the DXY crossed over into the red right here on the weekly, right? Right here. Crosses over into the red on the weekly. DXY starts to nuke. And what happens to Bitcoin? Right here was where the money flow crossover on the DXY happened, right? Right before the parabolic bull run, right? So this weekly money flow crossover into the red on the DXY is insanely bullish for Bitcoin. And is happening, as it typically does, almost perfectly in line with the 4-year cycle. So very, 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 very interesting. 4-hour red dot printing. What does this mean? Can somebody tell me what this means? I don't know what that means. Anyway, but guys, DXY, that daily bull div is there, but this weekly money flow is much more bearish than that daily bull div is bullish, right? That daily bull div is probably going to be bullish in the short term, where this weekly bull div, right? Because you have money flow crossing into the red on the daily, but that weekly money flow crossover into the red is extremely bearish for the DXY and bullish on Bitcoin. All right, let's see. I'm late. Sorry. The SP so pissed. Shout out to Mr. Wrigley. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Justin H. Said the DXY has changed color from green to red on the Gaussian channel weekly. The last 2 times that happened, BTC experienced a bull run parabola in the following months. Yes, Justin, that's basically exactly what we're looking at here. Yeah, so I would have to agree with that. Fidelity Crypto is a money grab. All right. Let's see. Mr. Energy, sis. Shout out to Dimple Paul. Shout out to Jessica. I'm still alive. Shout out to Jessica. Did something happen to Jessica? Shout out to Jessica. Jessica, what happened? I made it. I'm still alive. What happened, Jessica? Did you? Shout out to Jessica. We love you. But yeah, guys. Let's go ahead, and I think that's actually it for the... I'm going to take a quick look at XRP real quick. So here we are. All right, hitting the POC. I think the last time we looked at XRP, we were somewhere... I don't even know. XRP has been very, very... everything, guys, is just brutally, brutally boring. But... XRP looking for that daily red dot. VWAP looking to flop to the downside, but it's too soon to really take anything away from that. Blood Diamond likely printing here on this 12-hour on regular candles. There it is. That's not the best look. I would lean neutral. I would lean neutral. Yeah, in the long term, guys, things look good. In the long term, almost everything looks bullish. Like in the long term, meaning over the next many months and year. Right, or 2, right? Like, looks very good. It looks like a majority, if not the entire bear market being over, it looks like a majority of the pain is over. Even if we wind up coming down for some kind of double bottom, which, again, like I think it's very unlikely we make lower lows, but even if we came down for a slightly higher low and it came right back down to about 18K or something like that, where we came in for a higher low. Because you have to understand this has happened before. Obviously, history does not repeat itself, but it oftentimes rhymes, so it's not impossible. Siri just heard me say that. I don't know why. It is possible to get a big move down here and then still remain, just kind of in an accumulation phase here in the bear market, and then starting the next bull run. But yeah, I don't really see lower lows coming in. But for the most part, in the long term, like when looking at the weekly, we do this all the time. I hate to beat a dead horse. I'm just gonna wrap it up right after this. But typically, you come into the green with the weekly, right? And then once that money flow crosses over into the red, you're in the bear market. That's the best time you accumulate crypto. And then you wind up coming into a bear market rally, and then you accumulate, and then bull market. Right here, we've seen almost the exact same thing happen. We came into a big green wave on the weekly, crossed over into the red, brutal bear market. This was the best time to buy crypto. And I don't oftentimes do this, but I will say, since I've started my channel, I've been showing people that the best this is has historically been the best accumulation strategy for Bitcoin, at least when you're looking at Market Cypher, is to accumulate when the weekly's in the red. Right here, you would have bought the bottom. Right here, you would have bought the bottom. And that's what I did, basically coming down here. We started, nuking based off of the Celsius stuff, right? And I was accumulating, right? Weekly money flows in the red, and now we are finally cracking right into the green. What happened here when we cracked into the green? Well, we came up, Black Swan event, so I don't even count that, but we came up, kind of bing-bonged around, and then parabolic bull run. What happened here when we crossed over into the green? We came up, corrected, bing-bonged around, parabolic bull run. And then this money flow crossover into the green is not enough history to show it, but likely it probably crossed over. If you just kind of, guessed where this came from, it probably kind of went like something like this, right? You crossed in, you came up, corrected, bing bong, parabolic bull run, right? So we are seeing, so that's why long term I am very bullish on a lot of this stuff. The altcoins are down 80 to 90% right now, guys. That is the bear market accumulation, right? Bitcoin gets a 75 to 80% correction. The altcoins got wrecked 85 to 90+%, right? This is the moment that everyone was waiting for. Actually, down here was the moment everyone was waiting for. But most people, other than the CandleMafia, everyone left the market here, and they all missed this. All the people who are like, most of the retail still isn't paying attention to Bitcoin, right? Most retail's not going to pay attention to Bitcoin until we crack this high at 69K. And then they're going to be like, man, I should have bought down here, but I thought it was dead. It's the same thing they were saying here. It's the same thing they were saying here. And, this was a way different time back here. But, again, this is like I am very, very bullish in the long term. It's really just the short term that has me a little sketched out for a short-term move to the downside before that next move up. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Again, I'm going to try to hop out of here a little bit early, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I always try to hop off early, guys, and it never happens. We're already almost at 2 hours. Dang it! I got other stuff to do. And, you know what? It's not as important as the live stream. I'll tell you that much. Good show, man. Shout out to Blockchain James. I appreciate you, my brother. Let's see. One of these days, my 100x long of the top will pay out. It's only a matter of when. Shout out to Stephen Atwell. And shout out to Crimson Caravan Company and Ice Bank Mice. But let's go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure. Pull up the picker wheel. Here we go. Mr. Wrigley. Shout out, you guys are funny. Let's see. Huddle Crypto in the chat. What is going on? Spin numero uno, baby. Let's get it. Let's see if I can win my hat. Underground only. I'm rooting for you, bro. I'm rooting for you. Let's see. Hey, I wonder, Ice Bank, are you getting mad that I'm not reading your name fast enough? It's probably like, stop saying Ice Bank. Say the whole thing. Say it faster. Shout out to you, bro. Robert Franco, what is going on, bro? King Peasant learning Frankie the Bear. Let's go, baby. I do think Frankie the Bull sounds so much better, doesn't it? Hey, Frankie the Bull, what's going on, bro? Let's see. Oh, my God. Did we add more face emojis? Is there different face emojis? Tell me there's new. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Ice Bank. Yeah, it's funny. I'll say it. Shout out to Ice Bank myself. Shout out to you, bro. It's funny. because I like the troll names are funny when they're funny. Sometimes they're not funny. Like we banned that guy the other day, and that was not a funny name. I would have like that guy got banned quick. That is not bannable. That's a funny thing. That's kind of funny. Shout out to Icebank. Let's see. Ziva Crypto said, look at the fire hair on Frankie. Yeah, let's go, baby. Oh, my God. If I took my hat off right now, you guys would probably laugh. You guys would probably pass out. Frankie was calling for 20K in VTC Miami. When was I calling for 20K? Shout out to Learning. Let's see. I missed that one. Shout out to Icebank. Let's see. What are we up to? Did I spin it 11 times yet? 3 spins. Let's go. Bing bong. Shout out to Sincere. Guys, I didn't even crack the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water today. What a shame. What a shame. Bing bong. Here we go. What are we up to here? Okay. Number 5. How many likes do we have? Let's see. 401 likes. Oh, baby. 150 likes short for the 15 spins, but that's okay, guys. We still got 3 giveaways. Mods, that's for you. Shout out to Hang on. Hang on. Tony, get him. Get him. Hang on. Let me see. I'll do it. I'll do the honors. I never do this. I never do this. Boom. Got him. Jack, get him out of here. Jack's out of here. I'm just kidding, guys. But anyway, kind of, not really. He really is out of here, but I'm not really that mad about it. But he'll come back with a clean name if he wants to. Let's see. Yes, very nice. It's really hard, guys, because anytime we get trolled, like they're not really trolls. They're like friendly people, but like they're just making jokes. But yeah, that's why. Let's see. Stay hydrated. Shout out to Donato Cabrera. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I feel like my energy was off today. I'll be honest, guys. This sideways action is getting brutal for me. It's so hard to make engaging content when price action's going so sideways and so boring. But that is PT. Like on your way in. You know Frankie always delivers. Shout out to Garcia. Shout out to you, man. But yeah, guys, price action's super boring. Like I said, money flow is definitely leaning to the downside. But like the fundamentals are bullish. The news is bullish, right? Like the ETFs are here. I don't really see a world where a BlackRock ETF doesn't get accepted or approved at some point. So again, like I'm like kind of stuck here. Short term, money flow does look like it wants to come down. However, just be very careful out there, guys, because all it takes is like tomorrow if we wake up and they approve that ETF, like no one's gonna the market's not gonna care about the money flow. So you got to be more careful about this stuff than ever. But I think that is all the time I got for tonight's live stream, guys. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be out of this dang range and we can have some actual fun content and talk about some new prices rather than, guys, breaking news. Bitcoin's still going sideways. But until then, guys, pray for a break of this range. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the gifted memberships, guys. You guys are the absolute best. And with money will flow then. Yes, absolutely, Crypto 101. And with all that being said, that's all the time we got for today. You know the spiel. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Atib. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
Are we live? Oh, we're live. Hey, what's up, Mafia? Shout out to Crypto 101. Says we need more people like Frankie in this world to make it a better place. Shout out to Crypto 101. I think we need more people like you. And we even had Vulcan co-signing it. Let's go. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate the kind words. And guys, big news. Big news. And we're back. Love Live. Let's go. Shout out, guys, big news. Hall-N dot Nas featuring Wick 589 says, y'all are amazing. My wife is warming up to y'all. Guys, we're winning over Wick 589's wife. She was like, hey, this Mafia thing you're doing here, you're hanging out with the Mafia, you got your, like, whatever this thing is on YouTube. But she was a little sketched out by us. Rightfully so. I mean, we got, you know, it takes a little bit to warm up to us. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of crazy. But we got Wick's wife's approval now. Shout out to Wick 589. Shout out to your wife. Tell her we all love her. And we hope that she'll come into chat one day and say what's up. And with all that being said, guys, that's all we got. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Hey, guys, don't forget to drink your Chick-fil-A sauce. Don't ask me why there's a bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce sitting in the studio on my desk next to my keyboard. I don't know. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.